Watford need some support. Still going deep. Turns it back to Guedioura to drive it. It's in. What a goal! Oh my word! Adlène Guedioura smashes it into the top corner.
I don't remember any occasion when Watford were ever the favourites to beat Arsenal over 90 minutes in any competition at any stage.
I'd say the build-up was probably basic when any Watford fan, it comes to a game, you knew you was going to lose. I think in the FA Cup as well, we always knew we didn't have the best luck. So we kind of knew it's a day out, but just prepare yourself for a loss.
And I think it's fair to say we came here more in hope than expectation.
The FA Cup's one of the greatest, tournaments, in not even just in England. Everybody knows about it across the world. You know, it's massive, and when you think about if we could win this next game, and the next game's at Wembley, you know, it's a great incentive. So everybody's geared up, everybody's ready to go, and we're just looking forward for Sunday to come.
They'd lost to Barcelona in the first leg of the Champions League, so for Arsenal it was quite a big game. It was a competition, obviously, that Wenger and Arsenal have always had quite a good history in.
But no, the build-up was like any other normal game. I think we just kind of had that thought in our heads, we're going to lose, but it doesn't matter. It's just a day out.
So I think they were seeing that as a, they'd roll over at Watford here and carry on, and it'd lift the momentum and things like that. So the morning was quite a mixture of, like, this is actually a big game for us now because it's probably the only trophy we're going to win, and also, this is our competition, so Watford will come and it'll be 3-0 and we'll march on, kind of thing.
Everybody, like players and staff that come into the club, would always know that it's the biggest cup competition in the world.
Going into the game, we know that we don't have anything to lose than to fight from the first minute to the last minute, because we're underdogs. We
are really interested in this competition, and we are really happy they're there to throw for the next.
So playing against Arsenal and Emirates Stadium, we said, okay, they are playing home. A much bigger team and have more big players than us, but we don't have anything to lose, so we just go there and fight from the first minute to the last minute. And that's what we did, and we came out victorious.
To be honest, the confidence grew during warm-up because I felt good in warm-up. It was a perfect day. I think it was this time, but it was sunny day. It was not cold, perfect pitch, full stadium. So all the ingredients were there to enjoy that party in a way. So when we spoke about the players, say, okay guys, we're on the pitch, we're enjoying, the pitch is perfect, fans are here, let's go enjoy, So this is where I could see the confidence in a way growing, and we felt well. And this is something that you can feel in the player. They went all of it. And when the game started, you could see that from the beginning.
We knew that we were going to have a challenge because the replay wasn't being played until the Tuesday between Arsenal and Hull, so we knew that we were only going to have a few days to sell tickets. What we also knew was that the demand for tickets was going to be massive, so we were going to have very little challenge in actually finding people that wanted to go to the game and buy a ticket. But the challenge comes from selling the ticket online is one thing, you've then got to get the ticket to the supporter before the weekend because the game's on Sunday.
If I remember rightly, Arsenal had only beaten Hull in the 5th round 4 or 5 days earlier, so we didn't even know we were coming to Arsenal on a Sunday lunchtime kick-off.
We just managed to get tickets just about the last week or so. I think I managed to persuade my dad quite a lot to get some.
I think in the 6 years I've worked here now, the challenges that we've overcome with things like the Cup final in 2019, the Cup semi-final, and the ticketing challenges that we had around that. Those were exciting times. Those are the times you want to be working at the club, because as much as it's busy and as much as you're all pulling extra hours, the team spirit amongst you is all great because you know you're delivering something and being part of delivering something that fans are going to love and remember forever.
During that cup run, Kike had always said to Aurelio and Pantilimon that Panti would play in the cup games. That was like part of the agreement, and that was what was going to happen.
Well, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to the Emirates Stadium, where Watford will be taking on Arsenal for a place in the FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. We'll have 9,000 Watford fans cheering on the Hornets this afternoon, a sea of colour here at the Emirates.
Kike names the team, but names the team with Aurelio in it. And the goalkeeping coach never said anything. He didn't mention it to Kike. He didn't say, oh, even afterwards, he didn't say, Kike, you know. And Kike was really oblivious to it. We really just prepared the team and just preparing the team for another game. So that's where the error come. So the error come, and obviously Panty was disappointed, was distraught really, because you know it was his big game. And I think the goalkeeping coach, we was out warming up, and the goalkeeping coach then said something to Kike. Kike went, well, no, well of course Panty's playing. Like, why have you not? Why did you not speak up? And that was how it came about. So then I've dived in, rushed in, gone and knocked on Mr. Wenger's door. So like basically Kike said to me, he said, look Dean, can you do anything? I went, I think it's too late because the team sheets are in. And he said, well please, can you try? And I said, I'll try. I'll go and try and do something. I went and knocked on. I knew Steve Bold anyway. If there was an opportunity that we could speak to Mr. Wenger, and Mr. Wenger, to be fair, was different class and was fine. No problem. Understand. Simple error. And then we quickly changed the names on the team sheet.
With a throw, Deeney flicks it on. Can Ighalo get there with a shot? Ighalo scores! Odion Ighalo!
I know anytime Troy is going up, I'm always running behind. And I was in the box when Nathan Ake throw the ball, and I know Troy is going to win it.
Troy and Ighalo were a massive success in that first year.
When he scored that first goal, you could see on the celebration just after, we were all happy to score there.
And I believe if you win that ball, it's coming to me. When he flicked the ball, it's coming to me. So I just try to hold the ball with his strength and all that.
Ighalo at his best, you know, just fashioning half a yard in the box.
The slightest turn I had, I just stretch my leg and shoot the ball, because I know there's nothing I can do there than to just turn and try to shoot and all that. And I did it. Luckily, the ball went in, you know.
So the emotions were very high, and I just remember everyone around me just going on an absolute mad one. Also, especially against Arsenal as well. We wasn't expecting to get the first goal. And it makes it even better, it was Ighalo, of course.
I think Arsenal's defending probably left a bit to be desired, but we didn't care.
Not to say that Arsenal had a soft underbelly or anything like that, but we just felt that there was areas that we could exploit, and that was one of the areas that we could exploit, and obviously we exploited it very early on with Ighalo's goal.
The fun, I think before Wembley, we never had so much fun coming to a away game.
I think we all just looked around at each other thinking, has this just happened?
Limbs, as it would be. I mean,
the moment Ighalo scored in the away end, it was pandemonium, don't get me wrong, but it was a kind of pandemonium of like, oh yeah, brilliant, we've taken the lead, now the game's really going to get started.
But we also thought, knowing our luck, we could easily throw this away and it can go completely south.
I was still thinking it's a long way to go, but you never know.
It was a great game, and the second goal was thunderbolt from Adlène Guedioura, you know.
When I remember that I saw Troy keep holding the ball well, and I saw that he saw me, and from that moment when he gave like a no-look pass, because people didn't see, but he gave a no-look pass, the time stopped in a way. It's strange, like time stopped, and I was thinking in this half a second or second, in my head, like it spent like 30 seconds in a way.
By far my favourite goal ever, no matter if it was the league or the cup. Oh my goodness. I still get told to this day about that goal.
He can shoot, he has a long shot, but that goal that day was different compared to what I've seen him do. You know, I think he really got in that ball and the ball fly.
Where the press box is here, you kind of have a good view of that.
It's a good job the net was there, because it'd still be going up now, wouldn't it?
It's one of those, I think the saying would be, it stays hit, doesn't it?
To be fair, if we'd watched Adlène hit that ball 50 times in training, 45 of them would have gone sailing over the top of the goal and out the net and out the training ground. But when he hits a ball and he gets it right, it stays hit.
But I was thinking, like, just go for it. Don't think too much and hit hard, and try to hit the net, because if you do it, it will go in. This is what I thought. And you know, sometimes when you want to hit it in first touch, it's not that easy technically to do it. So I just went for it, and I felt good, and it went straight in. And I think it was a great. How can I say? It's difficult to find a word, but unbelievable moment that it went in and in front of the fan. I will never forget the atmosphere from there. And yeah, the celebration come with it after.
And it just came from nowhere, because you literally, when you watch the goal back, it doesn't scream like that move, doesn't scream like we're going to score here, and it's a moment of absolute individual brilliance, and it's the sweetest shot that a Watford player has hit for many a year and probably hasn't since. It's just such a clean strike of the ball and such a brilliant moment of, everybody loves those goals when you're watching football. Whenever they come, you love those sort of goals where it's just a moment of out of nothing and completely out of context with the game, and just a pure piece of footballing brilliance.
Yeah, I've only been physically injured twice, to the best of my knowledge, celebrating Watford goals. The first one was at Wembley in '99, when Alan Smart's clincher to make it 2-0 was a bit too much for my intercostal muscles down one side of my ribs, and I needed some local anaesthetic afterwards. 6 pints of local anaesthetic, it must be said, and surprisingly there were 30,000 others down Watford High Street that night who seemed to need the same treatment. And the other one was Guedioura's rocket in the quarter-final here 5 years ago. Wow, is it 5 years ago? Makes me feel old. I'm leaping into the air as enthusiastically as a 50-something-year-old bloke would. My calf muscle just went twang, exploded. I don't know if I pulled it or tore it. All I know is it hurt. At that point, I fell down the rows of the chairs, and I literally only had 2 in front of me, then I had the concrete tier to go down to the bottom. So I was very much lucky, but I just remember falling just with excitement. I can't describe the goal. It was something else. Put it to one side during the celebrations afterwards, during the sing-song, when the players came and took their round of applause as they deserved to. But I'm afraid I was a fairly pitiful sight shuffling up the Holloway Road afterwards.
I mean, Welbeck, you have to remember, had only just come back, I think, a month before from quite a long injury.
If that goal had gone in 15 minutes to go, maybe slightly different. The momentum flips and what have you, but when you know that you're so close. The nerves, I thought this could easily go the wrong way for us.
Very tense. I was on the bench, eating my nails, pulling my hair that I don't have.
The funny thing was that the nerves when after Welbeck scored were a lot worse than they were before, because I actually felt we were pretty comfortable in the game. It didn't look like Arsenal were going to score. The game felt like it was done and dusted. We were keeping them at arm's length. Probably the longest added time ever. I didn't enjoy that part at all. No, why would I want to remember that?
3 minutes of added time.
Felt like at least 20 minutes.
It's just about holding on, isn't it?
Yeah, the nerves then kicked in after that, because then you think, oh God, now we're one mistake away from it going to 2-2 and extra time and all the rest of it, or replays or whatever. All it takes is one little thing to go wrong and the game's drawn. Those last 2 minutes, obviously the added time went on forever. And me as an asthmatic, it didn't do me any favours. The inhalers are out. I think I was passing it along the road. I think the final minute, the moment of the final minute, the supporter in you completely takes over. When you work at a club, when you work at a football club, it's the supporter in you that takes over at that moment. Full time, I was on a cloud 9.
Yeah, it was a wide celebration. You know, everybody was happy, everybody was jumping, everybody was pouring water everywhere, because celebrating that victory, because we were going next to Wembley to play. It's a dream come true for most of us that have not played in Wembley.
When the referee blew the whistle, it was a fantastic celebration with everyone. And I think the thing that every player are going to tell you that day, they really enjoyed love that day. They spent a good day. They will have always good memories because it was a perfect match for us.
It kind of reminded me a little bit of the season before Brighton away. That kind of euphoria, that kind of atmosphere. Fans just smiling and just seeing people. The crowd was bouncing.
I think that was my first time I actually got to sing Que Sera Sera. So my dad taught me the words, so I was quite chuffed about that. And I just remember coming outside the Emirates on cloud nine.
The nice thing is that before the game, I'd been teasing a couple of Arsenal colleagues at work about the day Watford beat Arsenal in the FA Cup quarter-finals in 1987. The last cup tie that Graham Taylor won in his first incarnation as Watford manager. And I was telling him, don't worry, you can bank a home win, you'll be all right this weekend. And I'm afraid my expression was decidedly smug the next time I happened to encounter them in the office.
I was just in admiration. I thought, oh my God, we've actually done this. Like, we're one step closer to actually getting to the final.
And I think that's what, that atmosphere and that kind of thing, that's the thing that makes the hairs go on the back of your neck. That's what makes them go up, you know. But special memories, you know, special memories.
Every player want to play in Wembley because for me, it's one of the best stadiums in the world. It's a traditional stadium. And playing in Wembley don't come every time, you know. It come once in a while. You know.
I think it's one of the best thing ever because it was incredible and I think unforgettable.
I think I got a bit emotional. Like, there was a few tears, nothing major, but I just thought, because of our recent cup runs, I thought we weren't going to do very well. And the fact is, for a goal like that against Arsenal, it was special. And I think it was just a good season for us overall, personally. And that just made it even better.
And I think supporting Watford is about moments and it's about memories. It's not about necessarily winning cups and things. It's about those moments that everybody can recall and everybody will always recall. And I've said it a couple of times, you have these two quarter-finals now at Arsenal in '87 and 2016. The memory of both of them will always live in for Watford fans. It was an amazing match, an amazing moment.
Blows the full-time whistle, and Arsenal's 2-year hold on the FA Cup is over. Watford are into the semi-finals for the 6th time in club history. Their first for 9 years, after their first ever win at the Emirates Stadium, and their first victory against Arsenal for 28 years.